What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris? Back again with another Call of Dragons video. The game developers have decided to show us the skills of the G5 Infantry. They are the true definition of perfection. A lot of hero skill damage and plenty of counter attack. Things are about to get crazy in the open field. We're going to check out some of the best pairings that you can use with these two new infantry heroes. We're going to go over the skills, we will check out the warped and just see what we need to know. If you're new here, like, share, subscribe, leave some comments down below. Without wasting any more time, let's get this party started. Alright, warriors of Tamaris, another day, another video. The skills of the new infantry heroes are in the house, and today we're gonna go over each one by one. Before we get started, let us talk about some of the best pairings that we're gonna see in the future. The first one is going to be Mr. JOREN and ELLANIR. This is going to be an excellent cavalry march for open field PvP. It's going to be insane. The second one is going to be Kuma and JOREN. Another fantastic march for the open field PvP. Another excellent march is going to be Kuma and ELLANIR. That's going to be a crazy one for doing crazy damage in those quick shot fights, especially when you go in and you get killed within 10 seconds. Kuma ELLANIR is going to be fantastic for that type of fighting. And then there is another march that might be controversial. I don't know if it's going to work efficiently, and that's going to be Kinara and ELLANIR. ELLANIR has passive skill, but the devs have learned their lessons. They have locked all the skills of these heroes to mostly infantry, but you can still use her rage skill with Kinara. So it's going to be interesting to see if that is going to work well for the open field. Now, with all of that out of the way, guys, let us go over the skills of these heroes one by one and see their capabilities. We begin the video by checking out the skills of JOREN in Call of Dragons. He kinda look like the Winter Soldier, he looks like Taskmaster, he's got so many names. He's got a rage skill known as the Shield Storm. The rage cost is 1000, the attack range is melee, meaning you cannot use this guy with Elk Riders. It says, gains fighter mark for 3 seconds, increasing the Legion's parry chance by 50% and max parries per second by 10. 3 seconds later, the Legion deals diffused physical damage to up to 3 nearby enemy Legions. Damage factor 1800. Each normal attack that the Legion is hit by during the 3-second period increases damage factor by 4%, maximum 30 attacks. So when you're attacked by 30 people on the field with those 30 normal attacks, you should be able to increase your damage factor by up to 120%. And when we check out the awakening skill of this hero, you can see that the parry chances goes all the way up to 60%, and the damage factor goes all the way up to 2000 to 4 nearby targets. So when you do the math, it comes down to 4400 hero skill damage, diffuse damage factor 2, up to 4 enemy legions. This is some crazy stuff. It's gonna work so well with infantry and cavalry. Things are about to get crazy. And then you have 60% chance to trigger the parry mechanics. So when you type parry in Google, you're gonna see that parry says it's another way of you deflecting the enemy attack by blocking it or by using a different kind of move. I think you take 0 damage in the process. So when 10 legions hit you and you trigger parry to those 10 legions, you are gonna take 0 damage from those normal attacks. And you're gonna launch your own counter attack against these enemies. This is gonna lead us to skill number 4. It says here parry assault. The Legion's infantry units gain 10% defense. After a successful parry against a normal attack, the Legion deals extra counter attack damage to the attacking Legion. Counter attack damage factor of 200. So many people are gonna hit you at the same time. You're gonna trigger 10 parry to 10 different enemy legions, and those legions are not gonna do damage to you with their normal attack. And on top of that, you're gonna trigger another additional 200 counterattack damage to those legion who trigger the parry, which means you will be launching like double counterattack every second for 3 seconds to anyone who triggers parry. This is going to be nuts, guys. I like the skills, it's fantastic. Hopefully it works with cavalry. Moving on to skill number 2, which is known as the Nameless Vanguard. After hitting an enemy legion with Berserker Charge, the legion's infantry units gain 30% skill damage and 15% march speed for 10 seconds. While in the field, each time the legion gains an infantry skill damage increase, its counterattack damage also increases by 20% for 3 seconds, maximum 3 stacks. So this guy is going to increase his counterattack by 60%. We haven't seen anything crazy like this before. Going on to skill number 4, the legion's infantry units gain 30% HP and deal 10% more counterattack damage. So now Joren is going to do 70% counterattack to the enemies. This is going to be so ridiculous for open field PvP. The only problem is some of the skills have been locked to infantry. You can't use them with cavalry, but the rage skill alone is going to be excellent for use with cavalry legions. And I think we have checked out pretty much everything that we need to know about this hero. He's going to be fantastic for PvP. I cannot wait to unlock this guy. I'm gonna use him both in my cavalry lineup and my infantry lineup. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the next hero, aka ELLANIR, the Red Heart Destroyer in Call of Dragons. Our first skill is passive. It is not a rage skill. It says, after 3 normal attacks launched, deals extra physical damage to the current target legion. Damage factor 500, once every 3 seconds. After every 3 counter attacks launched, deals extra physical damage to the attacking legion. Damage factor 180, up to 8 times per second. So when you trigger 3 counter attacks, you're gonna do 180 damage 8 times, I think to 8 different targets hitting you. This is going to be awesome. It's gonna make the hero very, very good with Kuma or even Goresh. This is going to be fantastic. Now, I said from the intro that this hero could work well with Kinara. And I think that could still be the case because you're gonna have this damage factor of 500 every 3 seconds when you launch a normal attack. I think this could really work well with Kinara. The only problem is most of the skills are locked to infantry. The devs have learned their lesson after seeing what Magrat was doing with mages. So we're going to move on to the next skill, which is the Breezy Waltz. When hit with a normal attack, has a 50% chance to gain 1 stack of 4 leaf mark for 10 seconds, maximum 4 stacks. Each stack increases the legion's infantry units counterattack damage by 5% and hero skill damage by 10%. So you're gonna have up to 20% counterattack damage and 40% hero skill damage. This is crazy good. It's gonna even make your passive skill do so much damage. Going on to the third skill, Final Beckoning. The legion's infantry units gain 25% defense and ignore 25% of enemy attack. What I like is how the devs have made it so that you can use this hero at 5551. That's fantastic to see. Skill number 4, which is the garrison skill, I believe, Harmonic Ring. Increases the garrison's army's HP by 20% and removes 1 debuff every 5 seconds while garrisoned in a city or stronghold. Okay, this is looking pretty good. And then the Awakening, passive skill, each time Floating Sword deals extra damage, the legion's infantry skill damage increases by 3% for 10 seconds, maximum 10 stacks. Okay, so the devs have decided to lock this hero to mostly infantry. I don't know if she's going to be a very good garrison for your city because everything here is locked to infantry. I don't know why they did that. Maybe they got scared of people pairing her with somebody else other than infantry. But this has also screwed up the hero so much. I don't know if her stats are going to be boosting your garrison. For example, if you're a mage player, you probably want to avoid this hero as your garrison commander because most of the skills are locked to infantry. If you're someone who plays archers or cavalry, this hero might not be a very good option for your city defense. Everything is locked to infantry. So from the looks of it, this hero is amazing. She is fantastic. She's gonna do well with her partner, aka Mr. Joren. When you look at Breezy Waltz is the skill that's going to take Joren counter attack to the next level because here Joren needs instances of hero skill damage to trigger this Nameless Vanguard and help you do consistent counter attack. That is where this lady comes in with the Breezy Waltz and does some crazy stuff for your lineup. the damage output is going to be crazy. Now, there is one thing you guys need to notice. You can see that the devs did not give this hero any attack whatsoever. Both of them don't have any attack. I think the heroes have, the devs have decided to give them this crazy counter-attack damage factor and the crazy hero skill damage factor. But all this damage factor usually scale with attack. I think if you give these two heroes an artifact with attack, they should be doing very well. The damage output should be crazy. So yeah, we're seeing something good, guys. Both of them combined to give like, I think 35% defense. I don't think we have seen anything like this before, because the artifact also gives like 50% defense. So we got 85% defense between these two heroes. We haven't seen anything like that before. I think now we're going to move on to the artifact. It is known as the Blade Guard. It says deals diffuse physical damage to up to 5 nearby enemy legions, damage factor 2700. For each enemy legion hit, the legion gains 5% defense and 2% attack, up to 25% and 10% respectively for 20 seconds. This is just level 1. After a successful parry, the legion ignores 2% of enemy defense for 10 seconds, up to 10%. Let us go check out some of the other values. The skill damage factor is going to go to 4,800 diffuse to 5 different targets. You got defense bonus of up to 10%. Multiply that by the 5 stacks. That's going to give you 50% defense. We haven't seen anything like this before. And then we got defense penetration of 6%. Times 5 goes all the way up to 30. So that is going to be good. This artifact is designed specifically for JOREN, because it says after a successful parry, the legion ignores 2% of the enemy defense for 10 seconds, up to 10%. So this is going to be some good stuff. And JOREN is going to be doing crazy work in open field with this artifact. Let us go over the warped real quick and see what is happening. I'm kind of a little bit disappointed because I was kind of hoping for a hero with a nice shield factor. For example, 300 shield factor. 3,000 shield factor. It would have worked so well with the Frost Bear. Anyways, we don't have any shield factor with these heroes. So let's see if the Venomous Lizard is still going to be the top pet to use with these heroes. So we check out this new Moss Rock. The talent is known as Blow Off. It's a rage skill. The attacking range is melee, which means you have to wait for your heroes to cast their rage skill. But there is something very good about this Warped. There is only one hero in this lineup who can cast a rage skill, which means this pet is not going to be delayed. ELLANIR does not have any rage skill damage factor, so she doesn't take up 2 seconds. So this pet is going to go off immediately after JOREN cast his rage skill. So it's going to be fantastic. It says deals physical damage to the target legion, damage factor 9, determined by strength, and gains smoke screen mark. For the next 10 seconds, the legion's parry chance increases by 5%, and its maximum parries per second increases by 1. So now JOREN is going to be doing like 65% parry chance, and then he will have 11 parries per second. That's going to do some crazy work. After a successful parry, the legion deals extra physical damage to the target legion, damage factor 16, determined by strength. This effect can be triggered once every 1 second. So I don't know if this is gonna hit all 11 enemies who hit you with parry, who gets the parry triggered. But it says only 1 per second. So we're gonna find out when we get the hero in the game. So this next page just shows the damage factor. We got the main skill damage factor going all the way up to 40, dependent on your strength. And then the additional damage factor of the parry is just 1. So you're gonna have 11 parry in total per second for 3 seconds. So that's gonna be awesome. We go on to the booster skills. We have the first one here with agility, known as advanced blow off. Blow off damage dealt plus 3.6%, determined by agility, goes all the way up to 16.7%, pretty much straightforward. And then the next one is the intense blow off, has a 75% chance to deal physical damage to enemy legions hit by blow off, damage factor 18, determined by endurance. I hope this is the skill that is available at the end of the season, because a lot of us don't have money to spend to buy the good skills. So this is the skill of the pet. Some of you might prefer using the venomous lizard. Others will prefer using this one. Some people might even try using moss rock on these new heroes. But I think this new pet is going to be the real deal. The only problem with these two new heroes is that they don't have a lot of attack. Attack is what makes these heroes, especially infantry, do a lot of counterattack damage on the field. So don't let these numbers fool you guys. There is not a lot of attack on these heroes, so it's not going to be so crazy. However, if you decide to think outside the box, you can split up these two heroes and then pair them up with someone who has a lot of attack, and you're going to watch the magic happen. Good pairings are going to be Kuma and Joren. That is one. And then the other one is going to be ELLANIR and Goresh. Goresh has 60% attack increase, 20% resistance, 20% counter attack. Goresh has those crazy hero skill damage, the ruthless, the one he does it every second. So that is going to work well with this hero skill boost that we get from here. We got 40% hero skill boost, which is just nuts. Oh boy. Goresh and ELLANIR. I think that's going to be the way to go. Goresh, ELLANIR, and then Kuma and this guy. You take your Lake one and you give him to somebody else. So what do you guys think are going to be some of the best pairings in the future? We know this guy and Agnar is going to be crazy stupid on the field. So that's out there. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new, subscribe for more content. Until then, see you guys when I make individual guides for each one of these heroes.